Okay, so welcome to another video on our YouTube channel today for helping you with using the 360 system with New Leaf. And what we've got is today we're going to look at the report writer, and I'm going to do a report for a basic protection case, and then show you how to upload it correctly to the system afterwards. So let's go in and log into the system. So I'm on the FactFind browser. I log in with my credentials, brings up my prospects I'm currently working on as the initial page, but next to the in progress tab at the top you've got completed, and that's the cases where we've completed a submission and we're now ready to run a report. So I got my completed button here. You'll notice I've got some outstanding reports on the screen showing, and these clients here, it says report status overdue. It only does that on the system. It says it's overdue once you've left a report outstanding for 7 days. So you know, obviously doesn't necessarily mean that's overdue, but it's just how the system works on here to remind you that it's still there for you to write. So I'm going to look at this one here, John Bandy, today. What it is a basic protection case I did a few months ago, but I'm going to produce the report today for you, which would be a bit late if it was real, but we're going to have a little go at it and see how it works. So I can see that I've got different options. I can view the fact find. I can reopen the fact find and do new research. That is only going to be something I'll do if the client had a policy declined, or a mortgage declined, or a policy rated for health issues or their job occupation. And then you can change the advice. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother reopening it. If it's a new opportunity, you can just go to opportunities and you can create an opportunity again for the client, or do it in the application on your desktop as normal. Then you've got the split button. That means I can split the client into two. That's only going to be refer the client elsewhere, but you're still working on this one. So let's say I was only a protection advisor, I didn't do the mortgages. I could split the client up, refer that client on to another advisor, but yet I can still work on the protection side myself without it being overruled by another advisor. Okay, and then you've got the final two, produce report and mark complete. Mark complete is where you can upload the finalized report, and it will then complete the case for you. Obviously, produce report is what we're going to look at now, is writing it in the first place. So I press produce report, and as it's a level term assurance policy, it's basically got a few questions for me to go through and check on. So what you'll notice is there's some yes or no questions on the right hand side, statements, and I've just got to select the ones that apply if they are a no. The yes boxes are all predefined text, so I don't need to change anything there. But as we come down to the first sort of table here, life policy level term assurance, I just got to make sure I select the right ones to bring in the right wordings, and this is where you've just got to do a little bit of work on it. It's not a big deal though. So I know it's level term, so here we go. It's not a yes to increasing term assurance, it's not a decreasing term assurance either. It is level term, so yes, I press yes to that one. It's not family income benefit, it's not whole of life. Does it have terminal illness cover? Yes, it does. And is waiver of premium, has that been sold? Yes, it has. Finally, at the bottom, are we replacing any policies? If we were, I said yes, it would bring through any of the details we've collected in the fact find. If we say no, it won't drop anything in. Then you've got two options after that. You've got complete in Word or produce report. If you produce report, it brings you into a online editor. I prefer personally to use the complete in Word report. So I've already pressed the button for that, and here it is. It comes up when you press the button. It brings up the fact find, the report, sorry. So first things first, you got a note to the advisor. It reminds you that it's a draft report and it requires you to read it carefully and edit where appropriate. Please ensure you sign and upload a PDF document to Lifecycle before sending to the client. So I'm going to show you how that works in a moment. So first things first, I could delete this bit off, obviously. Don't need that in there. And what it has is it's written to the client. It's got my address in the top right. It's got the date, today's date. It's got the client's address. And you can print this onto letterheaded paper if you wish, or whatever you feel. The reference is the case ID number that the client is given, and they can use that as a way of anonymizing them as well. When you're talking to us or sending sensitive information, you can refer to the client by the ID reference. That can help with the data protection rules too coming in. And then it just goes through the first initial spill, which is all the same. So you don't have to worry about changing it unless you want to put in something more personalized. Now, the first part we have to then edit is the protection objectives. So what we've got is we've got sort of 3 objectives in there. And basically the objectives are choose from the following: ensure you have suitable protection in place, ensure you have for your death, ensure you have suitable protection in place for your earlier critical illness or death, or to ensure you have suitable protection in place to cover the financial consequences associated with long-term illness or disability. Now, in this case, the client obviously has level term assurance, it's life cover only. So what I'm going to do is delete the objectives that weren't required. So I'm going to delete the bottom 2 out there. I'm going to just delete the red part out as well, and now I've got the bit I wanted left in there. Obviously, if the objectives don't fit your client, then you can edit these as well yourself. You can add them in, you can change them. Okay. Available budget, I have to enter that in as well because that's not something that's brought over from the fact find automatically at the moment. So let's say in this case the client had £50 to spend on the policy. Now, what I can do is change the color to black once I've finished it. Anything in red, again, is something to remind you to change. Then we've got current position. Now, if I had existing policies and I'd listed them in the fact find, it would list them all here under the you have confirmed you have the following protection policies in place. In this case, nothing's come up. That means I haven't put any existing policies in place. John Bandy is completely fresh for advice for a new policy. So I'm going to delete out the first part here and leave in you do not have any existing protection in place. That's the current position. Okay. Again, if you want to make that a bit more detailed and you want to talk more and personalize it to the client, that could be a good place to do it as well. Okay. Following on from there, we've got the protection agreed. So taking into account your circumstances, existing cover, your budget, and the available products, we've agreed on the following protection products. So in this case, it's level term assurance. It says it's in the description of policies below the table. And then we got Aegon as the policy provider, and it has choose from the following: which provider do you want to use? Why is it you're using this provider? And I've got 4 different reasons in there why you might have used it. So let's go for the top one. It's able to cover the required at lowest possible cost. I'm going to delete the other 3 out, just to keep it simple, and I can just delete out the red part as well. Again, the cover this time, the cover is £100,000, and again we can choose from the following. It can either be to match the mortgage, it could be its maximum based on the budget, it's the maximum the insurer will allow, it's based on a approximate multiple of annual income. Let's go for the bottom one in this case. So it's more of a legacy plan based product. There we go. And again, you can extrapolate, you can sort of describe it a bit more in more detail if you wish as well. And then finally, the term, 25 years. So is it to cover a mortgage term? Is it lasting until retirement age? Is it based on the longest we could offer? And again, if that didn't fit, you can add in another reason why you've chosen 25 years. In this case, I'm going to go for it lasts to retirement age. There we go. And then finally, we got a premium of £12.26. And now we can just describe this premium. So is it guaranteed? Is it reviewable? Is it age rated? Is it rated due to your medical disclosures? Is it rated as you are a smoker? So I'm going to say the client's a non-smoker, they're healthy, it's not age rated, and it's not reviewable premium, it's a guaranteed premium. So let's go in with that one and then delete that bit out there as well. Now I'm nearly finished on this now. Final part, description of level term, that stays the same. Waiver of premium, I said that it was included, so I've just got to fill in the X's. So how long is the waiver of premium waiting period? It's going to be 6 months. Let's say it's used, that's typical anyway, so let's go for 6 months, and it's going to end at its retirement age of 67. And what I'm going to do is make that black again. There we go. Then we got a bit on trusts. Let's just make that fit nicely there. That comes down to the next page. The first paragraph on trusts always stays the same. Basically, we recommend everything's put in trust, and the reason why that is. And then the client confirms the following. Either they've confirmed they'd like me to put this in trust for you, and that you have to give me 2 trustees so I can contact them and get necessary paperwork completed, or you decide not to put the policy in trust this time. It can be put in trust at any time by contacting the insurer directly. Alternatively, if you'd like further advice on trusts and how they work, please contact me. Let's go, they want a trust. So I'm going to take out, choose from the following, and I'm going to take out the bottom paragraph. Total premium, what will you pay over the policy term? Actually, over the monthly period, that's really only applicable if you've got a multi-benefit plan, so you can add it all up and you can give them the total premium. Otherwise, it's a single policy. You already know what it's going to cost. It's only one policy. You can take it out. And then the next section is aspects of your financial affairs not addressed but deemed important. So we delete statements that do not apply. So basically, what have we not covered? So I've done life cover only, and that was more for lifestyle protection. So we're going to keep, we're going to get rid of the first one because we've done this. But we didn't cover debt protection, we didn't cover income protection, and we didn't cover family protection in terms of having a family income benefit. So that's in there now. Leave those bits in. And then we got our next steps. This is always the same. This just covers off what should happen next after an application's been made. The remuneration explains that we haven't charged a fee, but we have been charged a commission if they cancel, with the right to recover the monies from them, as laid out in the client agreement. Cancellation notice of 30 days is in there, and then some general advice about keeping an emergency fund, about getting a will, about having trusts, about inheritance tax. And finally, a thank you from the for taking out the products, and the risk warnings at the bottom about the policy that you've selected. Okay, so that's that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this in the system correctly so that it's all saved. If I save as, I'll put it on my desktop, I think, first. Let's go to desktop. Let's just put in okay, I've saved it down, and what I'll do as well is just have it as open as a PDF. So I'm going to save it as a PDF. Let's do that. That's what I want to do. And that's going to open it up for me. And what I'm going to do now is go down to the to where the signature part is. There it is. And I'm going to go to the signing page. So let's go to on the right hand side of Adobe. I can go fill and sign. And what I can do is press the sign button. I'll just show you how I add a signature. You can do it by typing your name in. You can do it by drawing as well, using your mouse, but I'm not so good at that one. Or you can upload an image. I'm going to go with the types option for today. It's easy and simple. You can change the style if you wish as well. It's different types of signature style, but again, some are better than others. Okay, I'll keep it with this one, I think, the first one. Press the apply button, and I can stick it in there as a save signature. Just going to resave that report now. I'll rename it to final. Okay. And what we do next is we go into our application. I'm going to search for my client to find John Bandy. if I find the level term, I can see on the case ID here, underneath the case ID, you've got different options. There's the advised sale for the level term that's on risk. If I click on the advised sale, I go to documents. I can then add my recommendation report. That's uploaded now. Okay. Back on 360. It's still going to show in here. And what I can do is I can get rid of it by pressing mark complete. And I can say here as well, the other way to do it actually is probably better, is reason recommendation completed offline. I can browse for the file and I can actually upload it this way as well. And now it's gone. So now I've got the cases all uploaded and done. There it is. I can see the recommendation reports are in there, and I can actually now on the client portal, I can finish this off by creating an action and selecting the advised sale on the 3rd of November, and from there I can press next. I can go on and send the report as a attachment. And that is how you finalize your cases for the report writer. So I hope that was good today. If you are happy with that, then great. Subscribe to the channel because there's more videos coming every week, and you can get an instant notification when they are uploaded. Okay, thanks for listening.